direct from the fabulous
And if this was on a Fox card, it'd be a sure certainty for fight of the year. I think it's that good a fight.
Round 9 coming up, so it's these two, 9 and 10, are the championship rounds. The last 2 rounds of the fight.
So this is where we're going to be expecting some major brawling, mate.
Yeah, well,
maybe even a knockdown.
Once again, it's they've been great rounds, very competitive rounds. But from our point of view, we know we're not winning the fight, and we just have to keep pushing and looking for that shot.
Mate, Leg's still looking pretty good there. He doesn't look too puffed.
Yeah, look, he's feeling it, but he knows that. We knew that going into this fight, he was going to come to these points in the fight, and that's where you've got to admire the mental strength of Les Piper to be able to get out there and do what he's doing in there.
Number 9 ready to go. One more after this, and hoeing straight into it.
The amazing thing is, as I said, look at Rowan Murdoch. He's throwing punches and moving his feet like he was in the first round, and this is round 9 of a torrid fight too. He hasn't been all his way.
No, he's been elbowed in the face, he's been thrown to the ground, he's been roughhouse tactics, he's taken some good shots of his own, so to be doing what he's doing, dancing around, it shows that his
preparation has been second to none. Fair bit of tying up going on. It's Les Piper, just the experience, just trying to get a little bit of breather any time he can. If he's not in a position to land a good shot himself, he's just tying Rowan up. Nice little uppercut from Les, nice little right hand from Rowan. It's just back and forth, it's non-stop all night.
You can see Rowan looking for that uppercut and the straight right. So,
neither guy really given an inch there.
No, these guys, neither of these guys will probably take a backward step in their career, I don't think, so.
Pride on the line here, bragging rights, local bragging rights. There's Piper just blocking up and doing a bit of bobbing and weaving to work his way in.
I mean, if someone had said, at the beginning of this fight that Les Piper would have Rowan back on the ropes in the 9th round, throwing punches at him and still going that, so you'd say, wow, I can't imagine that after 3 week prep you'd be able to do that, but it just shows how far he's dug deep and how big his heart is to be able to do that.
Especially now we've got 7 months of no training, mate.
Yeah.
That's amazing stuff.
Credit to Stefan as well to be able to get him in this sort of shape in such a short period of time.
That's a good body shot there. I think I might have felt that. I'm surprised Chris didn't have Rowan going to Les's body a bit more. I mean, if my boy was fighting a fighter that hadn't trained for 7 months, I would have been attacking the body from round 1. Ooh. Tit for tat.
Les just gets hit and just keeps coming back. It's almost reminiscent of that movie, The Terminator. He's getting hit, but he just comes straight back. Comes straight forward again.
Les just adopting the old school cross-body defence there.
Back from the days when Steve used to box, back in the 60s.
Okay. Ken Barry. Okay. Barry Rainford. And it's round 9. What a round.
What a great round.
We got 1 round to go. This is unbelievable. I can't believe Les Piper's still here after 9 torrid rounds to come into this 10th round.
And mate, being in that room that night on that fight, that last round was so electric, mate. Like you said, you had to be there to feel it. Hope the viewers can see it from here, but I mean, it was blowing.
It wasn't a sold-out crowd, and but the people in there, the way they were yelling, it seemed like there was 2,000 people in that crowd.
Mate, Les just looking calm, ready to go. Getting the last few words from you. Out for the big one.
He knows what effort he's put in. He knows he's got 1 more round to go, and he's going to give it everything he's got. He's the kind of guy, he could go out there and just do what he's got to do again. Look at him. He's talking to the crowd. He's out there. He's going to give it everything. He's going to get out there and try and win this fight in this last round.
He's a lunatic. He's the referee gets a hug.
Round 10. Here we go.
That's not going to help you,
mate. He's a great showman.
Look at these boys. 10th round. Rowan now. Look, Rowan's got to know he's winning this fight comfortably. He doesn't really need to take any risks here. He doesn't need to cop a big shot. He doesn't need to cop a headbutt and get a cut. He really just needs to be smart in this round.
Oh, Rowan doesn't. It looks to me like he just really enjoys his fighting, so I can't imagine.
Oh, what a right uppercut.
Unbelievable shot.
Followed by the left hook. Now that's that shot that he's been landing all night. He's slipping around the outside of that left jab, that right uppercut. Look at Les Piper. Look at the fighter in him. He's still trying to get out. The bloke's out cold, and he's still trying to get up. I'm telling him to stay down. He's telling me, "No, Steve, I'm alright, I'll fight on, I can fight on." I said, "No, Les, it's over."
Heart of a lion, mate.
Mate, he is a fighter through and through. All he can think about is getting back up to fight again.
Mate, great fight.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It really is a shame that the fight has ended this way. It was such a good fight and such a big effort on Les Piper's behalf. I think it would have been fitting to at least have him see the round out. But have a look at this replay.
That's a massive right uppercut.
That right uppercut, left hook.
Definitely knocked him out.
I think he was unconscious standing up, and then he's out there, and then the second one just finished him, and then one to the body just for...
Unbelievable.
He was alright after
that fight.
Then made it straight over to his mate.
Look at these boys.
I can't believe it.
Just punch each other out for 10 rounds. A little bit of a kiss there.
That's incredible.
It's always tough. Like as I said, we're all good mates, and I promote Rowan, and Les is my boy.
Look at the boys just going for it.
Giving Chris a few chops on the cheek.
It is. It's got that state of origin feel about it, hasn't it? It's like
mate against mate,
but just they play it harder in that than any normal game.
And mate, Steve, all the crowds, you can see them just teaming up to the ring to get autographs and photos, mate. Like the support these two guys get every fight when they're on, it's just enormous.
Yeah, it's really, I think, Rowan, if they get a chance to see him locally again, they should get along, because, I think he'll be fighting overseas mostly now.
Yeah, I mean, he's that there, I mean, Les has taken him into the deep waters, and Rowan's loved it.
Look at him. I mean, he could have done another 10 rounds. Look at him. He's still jumping around like in that last round.
Yeah, on his toes.
9th round, 10th round. He wouldn't even blow a candle out.
No, it's pretty similar. Looked pretty similar to the way I did at the end of my fight. So, but he's obviously he's outgrowing the domestic fighters competition, and like Steve said, if you get the opportunity to get down and see him before he goes international, and it's definitely worth the money.
Well, let's go down to the ring, mate, and for the last time, and check out Miss Dave Ella, our MC, and get our results.
That's just a huge uppercut.
Yeah. Phenomenal way for Rowan to finish the fight.
In the 10th round, when we'd just been saying how he could quite easily play safe and just...
There's that left jab coming.
That was a hard one.
Uppercut. left hook, left whip after. That just shows a hand speed too, to have a guy falling and land another 2 shots before he hits the deck. Hand speed, Rowan Murdoch. Nice left whip. Here it comes. Nice. Hook. Right. Another rip on the way down. Unbelievable. Look at Les.
And Les saying if he'd gone another couple of rounds, he reckons he would have had him.
And he's the winner, mate.
That was a battle. But we don't go to the judges' scorecards, ladies and gentlemen, because at a time of 51 seconds gone on the 10th and final round, we have a winner by way of knockout, Rowan number 2, Murdoch.
Lucky to give Les maybe two rounds out of that 10-round fight, but you know, Rowan had to work for every single round, and he's learned a lot from that fight. He's going to gain a hell of a lot of experience from that fight and be a better fighter.
The crowd, the atmosphere on the night, just spectacular. It was like as good as any event you'll go to, boxing or any sport really. It was people who were there. Just my friends came along to watch my fight, and they said, "Wow, that event was as good as any they'd been to."
Mate, let's catch up with the boys and see what they got to say.
You'd be out of breath right now. What are you doing? Mate, come here. That was a great fight. You've got to be proud of yourself. You're a bloody warhorse, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty proud after 2 weeks training. It was such short notice. I haven't fought since October last year. I've had a lot of personal dramas outside of the ring with family and shit. But I'm a fighter, always will be, and I'll come and fight. You can't take a no backward step. And all credit to Rowan. I'm hoping I'll get a rematch to prove myself. But that was one hell of a fight. I'd love to do it again. Thanks again, Southpaw Sharks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Les Piper. I'm very splitting Les Piper. I love you too, Les. Love him, mate. Congratulations. That was a tough fight, mate. For a non-title fight, that's got to be one of your toughest. Hey, I'm talking to Rowan now.
Hang on, I've had hard sparring sessions and that asking. That didn't last, what was that, 9 rounds? You punched me too much.
Mate, that was a tough fight.
That was a really tough fight for me. Les is an awesome fighter. Respect him a lot more now actually. Just came to fight, and hardest fight I've had for sure. And most respect I've ever had for one of my fighters. So big props to Les for taking the fight as well. Big step up for both of us. Bigger things for me, and I just keep going strong.
I'll tell you what, now, Les didn't get the advantage of having as much training as he would have liked to.
He's a fucking punch.
He's got a good haircut too. Obviously didn't hit him hard enough if he's still walking around cracking jokes. But tell me what, answer me this question. Are you in line for a rematch against this man?
Hey, whenever he wants it, everyone loved the fight. It was awesome, so why not put on another good show? As I said, a lot of my fights, they can't take the punches that Les just took, and he kept coming strong, and I'd love a rematch with Les anytime.
Well, I'm sure you've got a few people you'd like to thank tonight, because you've got a fantastic corner as well.
Yeah, I'd just like to personally thank my coach Chris Carden, the team, and Damo locking out tonight, also Tommy. I'd like to thank Steve, the promoter, put on an awesome show. Always looks after me as well. I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Without you guys, I'd be nowhere. Everyone just coming out, friends, family, just supporting me. I love it, and I can't wait to keep it going. Thanks a lot, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rowan Murdoch, you mentioned the promoter, Stevie and G, mate. That was a fantastic way to end a great night. You've got to be proud of the show tonight.
Yeah, it was great, mate, and a bit busy. I had 5 fighters on the night, so I was sort of running back and forth. But I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and supporting the show. We built something in our own gym, now coming to the big venue. It's good to see everyone following along. I've been promoting Rowan. Obviously, I train Les as well. So I was just saying, Les is straight out of the paddock, guys. Hasn't fought done anything since October. So no one else in Australia or overseas, we've been looking for fights, and good fights for Rowan, and we couldn't get one. A lot of fighters around get a good guy with a good record, not a good guy, but a guy with a good record, but there's not real flash. You know, Les Piper's record might not be that good, but you see what he brings to the ring, and it's exactly what Rowan needed, and you know, and Les 100% will be even better fight. Yeah, so thanks everyone on the card. Big congratulations to Adam Lovelock having his last fight and going away with the belt tonight, and everyone who came to say thanks, guys.
And I'm still the sexiest ball man there.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dave
Okay guys, welcome back to Surfaroo Sports. I hope you enjoyed the fights. We certainly did. It was action-packed. We've got some more fights coming up with Steve, heaps more, mate. We'll let the viewers out there know what's going on. It's a pleasure having you on the show, Steve. Mr. Adam, I'll give you the left-hand shake, mate. It's all happening here. Surfaroo Sports all the way, guys. Until next time, yo! Woo. Hey guys, and welcome back to Surfaroo Sports. We've got Steve Ning and Mr. Adam Holley here, and of course...
Hollyoak, mate. Holley, who the hell's Holley?
Hollyoak.
Jeez, I'm going to call you Pete the Roo.
Pete the Roo.
Okay.
Go again.
Hey guys.
Take two. Sorry. Take two.
Kick back, relax, right now. Pete's special guests have arrived. Here's Pete's special guest adventures.
Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy live from Atlantic City. Marvis Frazier and Joe Buckner. Between rounds, as Joe told Marvis, don't walk in the straight line. Move side to side and move in. He said, when he's Gil Clancy, Frazier will not let up. Frazier, if as we expect, this decision, will not be diminished because it's against 33-year-old Joe Buckner. This is the second.
Buckner, not surprisingly, with that pole of a left hand, Heston comes coming in.
Honor. Hard here. Hard in the
Taking off from Buckner there for not stepping back. This young man, Joe Buckner, there's no point in being cautious anymore.
On the retreat. He said he would end it in the first 5 rounds for sure, and he hasn't got long to go, and the referee's having another close look at it, and again he's taking the man for the 3rd time Sid Nathan to the corner, and I think he's going to stop it. Oh dear, that really does seem a shame. The referee Sid Nathan has got a better view of the cut than I have.
Well, he's trying to bring the guard down. No consequence, because everything Plank has done tonight has been carefully controlled.
And this crowd at a fever pitch of excitement as this Triple Championship gets underway, and over goes Dunn in the first 6 seconds. One right hand.
A little bit of anticipation as we are close to the ring like this.
Well, excellent. The blue corner tonight, wearing black trunks, weighing in at 118.45 kilograms, hailing from the Gold Coast, Australia, He is the former British, European and Commonwealth and PABA heavyweight champion. He was the youngest heavyweight to turn professional. He's been fighting in the professional ranks for over 20 years. At the age of 48, he has now had 81 fights, 67 victories, 44 wins by the way of fabulous knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, he went the distance with the great Muhammad Ali. He is the current Australian heavyweight champion, pushing for the ultimate dream, Aussie Joe Butler.
Sting me quite a bit because I wasn't prepared for that. I wanted to jab and move, but then I caught him with a very good body shot, and I think I may have caught him with a pretty good one to the head. Anyway, he couldn't carry on, so that was it. It was a big surprise for me because I really was prepared to go 12 rounds with him.
To be a heavyweight champion of the world, Aussie Joe Butler.
Hey guys, and welcome back. We have got a big celeb, Mr. Aussie Joe Butler. How are you, mate?
Thank you, great.
Go back to your time of boxing, mate. Just to refresh all those young guys and girls out there who don't know the story here. Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, and we've got a list of
Smoking Joe Frazier. I think the wonderful thing about my career, it started out in 1967, way before most of you, 99% of you weren't even born. But I just want to say that my very, very first fight, I got TKO'd. I lost my first fight with regret and sadness to myself, that is. I thought this could not have happened to me, you know, but it did. So I decided that I wasn't going to quit. I was going to go straight forward. And then after 83 professional fights, you won't believe this, I win the world heavyweight title by bashing a fella called James Bone Crusher Smith. One punch, I hit him so hard, fans, his body fell apart. And I mean that literally. I hit him, I missed his chin by a quarter of an inch. God, I'm happy I did now. His head would have flew off, but it didn't. I hit him in the shoulder, and his arm flew out of the socket, and it was down by his waist. And I thought to myself, as I'm looking at you now, wow, I'm world heavyweight champion.
Mate, that's fantastic news. Now also, you went the distance with Mr. Ali.
Muhammad Ali was, to me, was and still is one of the greatest athletes of all time. I mean, the reason I say that is because I had the opportunity to fight him on 2 occasions. First time in 1973 in Las Vegas in front of people like Mr. Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis and many others. And then I did so well that I defended my British, European and Commonwealth title successfully, continuously. They selected me to fight him for the World Championship in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, in front of 40 or 50,000 people. I didn't count it 1, 2, 3, but a lot of people. And the sad part about my career was that there was always some moron out there who wanted to shoot me, assassinate me. There was this radical Muslim who threatened to shoot me if I should beat Muhammad Ali. And I mean, that was a big task anyway, but I would have done it if I could. But at the end of the day, I came away from there with the thought of, am I going to get shot? And you know, when you're in a position like in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, it's very scary when you're fighting one of the greatest fighters of all time, Muhammad Ali, and you got some moron in the balconies with a telescopic rifle. And the amazing thing about it is that the Malaysian government put throughout the stadium, an open stadium, something like 200 or 300 soldiers with machine guns and God knows what else. So I felt somewhat protected, but how do you protect yourself from a telescopic rifle? But look, the fight went the way I thought it would. Ali won on points, even though I tried very hard to win the world title from him. But you know what the greatest thing? Muhammad Ali in 1975 said, Joe Butler may have not won the world heavyweight title by beating me, he said, but he will be one day world champion. And he was right. Well, it took a long time.
Mate, that's a really good thing from Muhammad Ali to say for a boxer, because he didn't have too much respect for all the other boxers, mate.
Muhammad Ali was very open-mouthed when it came to stressing or pressing his opinion onto other people.
Yep.
But I think at the end of the day, I think one of the most incredible things that we face when we looked at Muhammad Ali was the talent. He had this talent that no other boxer, athlete could compare with. Muhammad Ali was the promoter's dream. He was able to sell tickets with a blink of an eye because people loved him. He had that cheeky smile, and he would smile at you, and you just sort of say, oh, he's such a lovely guy. How can he be a fighter?
So just to let all those Hungarians know out there, where's your background from, mate?
In 1956, when the Russians invaded Hungary, my mother, a single parent, decided that no, she says she's not going to be controlled or ruled by any government, especially a communist one. So she packed up her little briefcase only with her birth certificates and da-da-da-da-da, and she'd grab her children under the armpit on the bus straight to the borderline where my grandfather used to live, and we walked from Hungary to Yugoslavia. So in 1956, I was 6 years old. We went to England, thank God, and that's where it all started. I took out James Bond Crusher Smith with one shot in the first round. The fans were disappointed. Did I care? No.
Mate, it's a great pleasure to speak with a legend.
The undefeated world heavyweight champion Australia ever had.
Mate, that's it. Okay. See you guys. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
What is that?